Hello and welcome back to the building of this Rudder Bug. In the last video I was starting to think about installing the motor and the engine, and as you can see here I've actually come to a decision and the engine has ended up in an inverted location. Now I did ask for people's opinions on this, and if I'd actually run it as a pole, I think it would have substantially come out in favour of upright. So why on earth have I done that? Have I just done it to be contrary to everybody? Well, no. There's a couple of reasons. If I'd mounted it in the upright position, it was going to throw off the thrust line quite a bit. And the second thing is, I had mentioned that I want to try and use this plane as an experimental bed to try things out. Dick obviously has introduced the element of the wing wiggle, which I'm certainly going to try out. I want to see if it's possible to make up a modular system that would allow a very quick change from glue engine setup to an electric motor setup. And I think I've cracked it with this. If I take this hatch out and I'll show you what's inside, the engine is mounted on two hardened aluminium brackets, angled brackets. And when it comes to swapping over, there are simply 4 bolts to undo, the throttle linkage to disconnect, and the tank to take out. That altogether would take half an hour, 40 minutes tops. So it's practical to do it the night before a flying session. If I wanted to fly this electric, it would be an option. Or if I was in a location where nitro wasn't welcome, it's a plane I could fly electric. So I think that's something to bring to the table and share with people. If it works, it'll be great. There are issues with this engine. Those of you with a better ear than me quickly picked up that the bearings had gone on it. It's running, it's going to have more than enough juice for this model, but at some stage those bearings will need replacing. It's not something I really fancy doing, but it'll have to be done. One of the bolts that holds the cylinder body in place doesn't want to give up the ghost and come loose, so that's a bit problematic. So at the minute, the aim is to get this model finished with this engine in and at least do a few flights this season with this engine. If down the line the bearings get changed, either by myself or somebody who's more competent, or I simply swap the engine over for a different one, I might well do that. And anyway, I'm going to have the option of using the electric motor so that the plane isn't put up in the hangar and doesn't get used while I'm waiting to get that sorted. The nose wheel has been set up now, so you can see I've got the wire going through, which will be connected up to the rudder. The rudder itself will be a continual loop setup with probably tubes exiting here, coming along there to a control horn. It may be a little bit more difficult to do that for the elevator, so I'll have to think about how I'm going to set that up. That's all part of the fun, isn't it? There's loads and loads of room, and it was deliberately set up this way, the model. There are doors on both sides, which give easy access to the whole interior. Back in the day when the radio gear was much more bulky and you needed lots of room to fiddle around. I hope people find that useful. I think if I crack this conversion setup, it'll be a useful one for everybody. I'll push on. I've got some doping to do now because the thinners I was waiting for has arrived on other models. If this rain lets up, I might be able to get outside and do it. I'm going to a swap meet at the weekend, and I hope to pick up some bits and pieces. One of them are some sets of wheels. There are nearly always somebody selling bags of them. I need to pick up things like that. And I'm going to push on with this and try to get it done for the coming good weather, because there has to be some at some stage. If you can get out and go flying, please do so. If you can't, let's get creative, because if I wasn't doing this with this weather, I think I'd be crawling up the walls. Thanks for looking in. Take care now.